I haven't been feeling very comfortable. The swelling has gone down a lot. I feel like it came back already this morning. Feeling uncomfortable in this building. Yesterday, the concierge asked me for a key. So I said, I'm not obligated to give you a key. Because I know they're the kind of people that if they see like a little leak, like water coming downstairs, they'll run up here to check. And, you have to call me. They wouldn't pick up the phone and call me, say there's water leaking from your place, can you come back? They'll just come upstairs and take a look. That's the kind of people they are. And I don't want anybody, it's my house and I don't need anybody checking. First of all, and I've been here 11 years, something can happen one day. I mean, God forbid there should be any real danger. I mean, they're not going to open the door anyways, right? Not going to open the door. I don't feel comfortable, but the gentleman, okay, the concierge, the superintendent says to me, he says, you want a paper? I want the key. I said, yeah, I need a paper. He says, what, you're the kind of guy that works with papers? I go, I sure am. I says, you have to be, understand, it's not a handshake today. It doesn't work by handshake. I've been in this building 11 years, and if you take a look, I don't know if you can see up, but that lampshade, you take a look, it's homemade. I got another one in the kitchen, and that's homemade, and I got another one in the bathroom falling down. When I spoke to the last owner, whatever, it just took a long time. Now my fridge is on the brink. If they're the landlords, I went and told them, and they told me to go see the owner. What? So anyways, what we're going to do right now in this video is it's all about lines, and I'm going to show you what obligations there are in lines and designs. When you choose certain roads and designs, if you choose to go this way in designs, okay, here is your obligation and your design, is that once I go this way, okay, let's say this was the middle of the paper, okay, am I going to go this way and stop at the middle, at the halfway point? Because the other side should be going down this way. All the way up is up and above the halfway point. So I would have to stop here, and then this side would have to go that way. Automatic. You can say, if here's your square, okay, and we run this way in the square, how can I do anything else? I used up the east, I used up the west, I used up the north, and I used up the south. So how many directions is there? There's one direction going into a second direction. One equaling to a second direction, the in area, the out area, but what about the in-between? What if there were pipe transfers inside of here? Here's the next area we're going to go to. It's going to be the one-sided box is what I call it. Here's a single box, okay? Now we're going to take this box and do this, and then we're going to do the other half. Then we're going to do the top half. These are all obligations. These are just parallel lines. Now why I'm doing these two sides, right? Now I'm doing the outside. But you notice I can't actually keep the outside inside, because if I was to do the outside, I would have to do, see, I do the right, the left. Now if I do the top side, it's got to be on top, right? It's got to be on top of the left side. I can actually do it and do an illusion right now, but now it's on top. Now it's automatically over here. When you run inside the Fibonacci, what happens is inside this opening spiral, okay, it's going from a lowering staircase to a higher staircase, if you really want to take a look at it, because you can't see the stairs going all the way over here, but you can see the stairs going all the way over here. And every time you get to 9, right, you get to another level, and then you run the next set of staircases. Everything is a ground floor. Everything is a ground floor or a basement. It's like switching elevators. This elevator goes up 9, this elevator goes up 9, this elevator goes down 9. If you fall 9 floors, you fall 9 floors, you fall 9 floors. You fell 27 floors, and all you fell is actually, now if you slide down this way, then you can fall hundreds of floors. Forever and ever you can fall. So the world can be raised to a certain level of Earth, and then we can just be falling. So for every single year that goes around 365 degrees, we can actually just fall from what you call the double bunk levels, which this is now the gematria level, where you fall to here, then you fall in here. Now this is a softer fall because it comes from two sides, and then you slide over to here, and then there's a softer fall to get to the other side. This is what they call the DNA remedy. It's called the mix remedy. You can mix in whatever you want as long as things are sliding this way. You see the same thing when you want better grip. So you slide and you fall to here. You slide to follow here. Every fall is 6 feet or 4 feet. Every fall is 4 feet. 6 feet, 6 feet equals 12, right? 6 and 6 equals 12. There's nothing over here. 4 feet and 2 feet. 4 feet, an empty space of 2 feet. 4 feet and empty. So when you're talking 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, it could be talking about this space, or the total length. So now we're going to continue on with this. And here's how I built my center. I went from here into here. And now if you take a look, okay, into here, right? These are your whole spaces separating two sides, okay? Here is one side, 1, 2. Here is the other side, 1, 2. Do you see where it says M and M? These are almost like kissing beaks in between. It's almost like M, M, and M. The total of M, M, and M is 39. If you now talk about V, then you must talk about U. How does U come inside of this? We're not going to get into it because a W equals to U and U. And this is, now you see this thing over here? You're connecting the wiring of this line over here going right through it. So you have U, U, and U. Something basically like that. When you're connecting these all together, now this is basically like the Torah. I shouldn't have ruined it because now we have sort of Torah. Inside of here, don't forget I'm old school. I'm old school. You know, I know nothing. I know nothing. Deaf, dumb, and blind? Well, that's me. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Here's one here. Here's one over here, and here's over here. Now you now have the I letter that is connected. Here are the two sides of the I letter, okay? If you have a small I, right, you have between here and here. Now, if you have the reverse of the small I, maybe it's just going to say Y. Y shows this area over here. Here's your Y, 1/2. But instead of showing the Y, you show the dot in the center. The Y shows here and here with your understanding of your two plateaus, right? But the small I just shows over here. So instead of B and E breaking and entering because it's two sides, B being 2, E being 5, okay, creating the 25th letter. That is your 25th letter, B and E. This is an I. I is just like A, okay? I is just like A. Now we have to understand I is just like A because it's personal. It is in the heaven. It is between the B and E. Beta, B and E, beta, what is the letter I'm going to use for this? I don't know, but this word will say the key. B and E is actually telling you it's the key because B is also irrelevant to K, which is 2. E is 5, okay? But the K letter is in the A family. So this actually represents 12, or the letter L, Elab, Bella, Baal, okay? 5, 6, 8, 9. So 8 and 9 is the heaven of the I birth. 9 and 5, 8 and 6, the odds are 7 to 6, and the odds are 7 to 5. Electric Company and Man, 5 and 6 to the Gateway 77. If you don't understand this, okay, now the first design I did because of obligations, okay, and they're telling us something. I don't know 100% of the story because I'm not a science guy. I'm not a science guy. I'm not in that what's it called? I don't know how to explain it, but I know nothing really much about science other than the science of the numbers, you know. If these are all going this way, in order to go the other way, I have to go on a different level, right? You see the way how this looks? I don't know if you can see the illusion that I can see, but so when we talk about all of these, anything that I do, even the bubblegum man, you see the way I made this V and the two sides almost like skipping a rope, skipping around A. The artificial intelligence, the artificial intelligent I. You see, we're 100% of who we are, but we're not 100% of everything of who we are. There's a vibration in us. The people who deal with zodiacs, astrology, the moons, they all know because of the system. Even if nothing was real, the artificial intelligent computer system is exactly like who we are, except we can speak and they're just computers controlled by somebody else. We have been installed with the system of 666. And that system of 666 is a relative of 101. And the reason for that is because the 9 lives of the cat, and I'm going to making a design right now on a dog leg, okay, and it's going to be just easy from one side of the moon to the other side of the moon, or the receptor moon, or the satellite, whichever way you want to talk about it, okay. 2 of these are a little different. What happens is they have to overlap. See these over here? Now what happens is this is the middle. So this one over here must come and overlap this one, okay? And then this one over here must come and overlap this one, creating the eye. When you create the eye, okay, the distance from this one all the way to this one is 90, okay? Not your 90-degree angle. Now I work in 22 increments I can either go 22 up, 22 up, 22 up, 22 up. I just work it across, okay? When I go all the way to here, this is a total of 22.5, 22.5, 22.5, 67.5, okay? But to get from the halfway point, okay, the center is 67.5. From the center, it's 67.5, right? When you move all the way over to this area over here, okay, add 0.9. When you add 0.9 to that level, 0.9, 675 and 0.9 is 684. Minus 0.9, okay, is 666. So from the beginning of here, okay, the beginning of here, 666 to 675 to 684. 666, 6 and 6 is 12, 6 and 6 is 12, 6 and 6 is 12. 333, 333. 333, 333. 9 and 9, 18. 3 to the power, 27 and 27 equals to 54, the number inside the sun. Now when you run from here all the way to here, 234 and 234 instead of 225 and 225. 22.5 and 22.5 leaves me a 45 in the center. Okay, but it's not 45 in the center. You have to take away 1.8. It's 43.2 that's left in the center. 432 is that vibration to 666, which is an area 1 and 5, which is inside of Mars. 1, 5, and 9 in one area. 1, 5, and 9 in one area. This area would now be 5. If I had to move back to the center moon, this would end up saying 3. Take away 9, it'd be 291 or 309. 309 becomes 369. 209. Did you follow what I'm saying in numbers? If 0.9 is a half, then II captain is a whole. And II captain, I mean, is basically, if you want to say phi, I don't know if you want to look at it as phi, but right there on the wall, that's one part of it, right? You see where it says 7 and 5? The bottom part and the top part? You put one slab on the top. That slab on the top will connect the two sides. 212 or 313, you see where the space in the center? One slab on the top, over blocking that one. One on the bottom, over blocking that one. Moving parts. This is the interstate sign. I'm not really sure how we integrate that. I need to know what we're looking for. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Building pieces and parts. There was one other thing I do like to share, and I like this one over here. 3 times 17, 51. Okay? A and G, this is your total gematria scale. 1 and 7. But it does not begin until you get 8 and 9, because this is the first section. Okay? You need the first section. If I say I have a belt, you need the top part of the belt, the bottom part of the belt, and the rounds of the belt for the gears in order to match. Okay? 51 is Mars, 84 is Pluto, 8 and 5 equals 4, 4 and 1 equals 5, equals to the sun. This one over here equals to the cube. 7 and 1 is 8, 2 and 1 is 3, 3 and 8 is the roof of the cube, and that's sitting in the moon according to numbers. Now we're not going to go through something we've already gone through. Let's work. If we want something first, this is just something very quick. You want something first, count 60% or 40%. Remember, in order to get this back to 100, it's not 40. It's almost 60. 66, that's right, that's right. How do you work 60 back to 100? 66 times 6. 66, 6 times 6 is 36. So 60%, add 60% to this. It's 36. That'll be 96. So you need another 30%. It's 666, bringing 60 back to 99 point something. And also you have to remember, okay, is that, how can I explain this? 60% off 100 is 60. But to bring it back, you need 66.6%. And so if you're calculating a first letter, a second letter, or a third letter, you might want to use this kind of scenario of how they pay off the horses at the racetrack. Like 60% of the letter T, right? In first place, that would make it 12. That would make it the letter L. 60% of R would be a 6. 4.8 is 10.8. You'd have 10.8. So you'd have two letters. You'd have J and H together. If you want to use 60% of P, 60% of P, which is the 16th letter, you'd end up with 9.6, which would be F and I, or if. F and I is if, and that would be creation. If you take 20% of the letter R, that's 1.8. You'd be left with 162, which is P and B letters that are left over. 1 letter, 2 letters, 3 letters. The other part of this was 7 and 2 is 9. 1 and 1 is your birth. 2 into the Venus world, into the split world. There was one other thing in here I did not say. I don't remember. I do not remember what it is. I make up some things as I go. There are just so many things. Everything, I'm telling you. The Arctic Circle, the ring. This is just something very interesting. Since this is the exit, right, or the back of my finger, this would be the front of my finger for the ring. Since this would go on the wrist, then it would be open. But what is this scenario? Are these different, you understand, like the staircase, different areas, first area, second area, third area. This area would be on the outside area. Anyways, just take that.